The power of mindfulness. How to make decisions with a clear mind. Be it personally or professionally, the ability to think, choose, and make decisions distinguishes humans from other creatures. You would not see a tiger ingeniously crafting a decision tree to catch its prey depending on the shortest distance measured algorithmically, in conjunction with the speed and agility of the prey. Nope, that's not happening. We have the gift of decision-making, yet we rue it at times. We have the power to choose, yet at times, wrong choices are made. How do we then ensure a smooth and structured decision-making process? Having clarity of thought is one of the basic requirements of sound decision-making. Here's how you can enable a structured thought process that is backed with clarity. 1. Remain in the know. A lot of people tend to use the mistakes and occurrences of the past to predict, affirm, and reaffirm the mistakes of the future. We always talk about learning from mistakes. No one ever said that we need to hang on to mistakes, get attached to the unwanted outcome, and keep brooding about it until it repeats itself. A fundamental concept that is often forgotten is that even a simple thought is a form of energy. Every word being spoken is some form of energy. Every action is some form of energy. Even if you are doing all things right, you have a higher chance of attracting that which you do not want, simply by chanting and recollecting your fear and worry all day and night. Whatever happened in the past was learning. Whether it was a success or not, it was learning. Trust that success is also a form of learning. Success helps you understand what actions could potentially be continued. The other side of success helps you learn what actions could potentially be changed or stopped. The solution lies in learning and moving on. By being in the know, you can eliminate all unnecessary thought patterns that are exacerbating the creation process of the outcome. At the same time, you will be able to eliminate all worries, prophecies, and fears of the future. Those prophecies and what-ifs are bound to materialize if one does not work and focuses only on all results that are not wanted. Along similar lines, the I too already you so syndrome is the worst syndrome to be afflicted with. People who are warning you of negative outcomes and are simply giving an I too already you so at the end are not helping your cause in any way, no matter how close they are to you. A process-oriented approach is a way to go. This would not only help you feel productive, but at the same time, put you in a good spot to achieve your intended results. So how do we stay in the present? How do we be in the know? Tip: start counting from 1 to 10 and take a deep breath in as you do so. Now, as you exhale, count back from 10 to 1. Watch your breath as you repeat this process. While repeating it, take your awareness to your head, followed by the upper body, and then the lower body. Watch your thoughts and watch the decisions in front of you. Your first analysis of the now would take you to the problem you are trying to solve. But even that is a thought originating from somewhere in your mind. Being in the now is the process of being completely thoughtless, yet being able to witness this moment and the sequence of events objectively, without an attachment-driven judgment or opinion. Being in the now is the secret to being process-oriented and making rapid, wise, and productive decisions. 2. Focus on the how. Once you are able to focus on the now, the next step lies in the how. A lot of times, even highly educated and qualified senior leaders keep focusing on why something may or may not happen. Look, I will tell you why this plan will not work. Here's why you are setting yourself up for failure with this plan. Playing the devil's advocate and being that qualified advisor on why things will not work is a common practice. But greatness lies in figuring out how things will work out. For all decisions you need to take, what are the scenarios and outcomes? Step A. Create a decision tree in the mind that illustrates the outcome scenario by scenario. Being able to analyze things more objectively and less emotionally is key. This is where mindfulness really helps. Step B. Solve for the how with a structured best case, average case, and worst case outcome. While you do not need to focus all your energies on averting the worst case, it is good for you to ask yourself the worst case scenario. Once you have understood the worst possible outcome, you will realize that none of the decisions we make in our day-to-day work life impact us to the extent of ruining our existence. So in hindsight, there may not be a need to get too flustered about decision-making within the glass walls. There really is no reason to be overly worried about things. Uncertainty causes a lot of worries, and this uncertainty leads people worrying instead of waiting. In order to focus on the how, a sense of detachment must prevail. In order to experience detachment, one needs to be able to surrender the outcome and be wholly process-oriented. This is where the first protocol of being in the know goes hand in hand. The first step is a be and witness process. When you observe your breath and witness your situation, you are in a more comfortable mental zone to think of all possible outcomes. The second step of focusing on the how is a think process. You are able to expunge any commotion in the mind caused by external events, giving you increased mental space to think. Focusing on the how takes us several steps forward in the direction of the imminent positive result. 3. Trust your decision. Once you have completed the above steps and have adumbrated the action plan/decision tree, the next step lies in trusting the decision you took. Now this is a place where even veterans resist sticking to their decisions. Attendees at meditation retreats often talk about the clarity of thought that comes by with a few sessions at the center. Meditation helps to inject self-belief and self-love into every particle of the system. A lot of times people take a decision and then oscillate between yes or no for the same decision. Did I really take the right decision? What if things do not go my way? If these thoughts ever come to your mind after you have taken a decision, it is time to politely notify your mind that you are past steps 1 and 2. The process of assessing the decision and what ifs was supposed to have happened in the above 2 steps. Once the decision is taken on any action, you need to be able to stick by it and proceed down the subsequent steps of decisions/actions outlined in step 2, the how. Trusting one's own decision is a habit that comes by consciously surrendering the outcome to the universe. I let the universe figure out whatever's best for me, for I have done my job. By reiterating steps 1 and 2 for every sub-outcome of any decision, the process of executing any task turns out to be a highly productive one. Assessing and reassessing decision outcomes is always necessary, while doubting the decision and worrying is clearly not. Lastly, remember to enjoy the process of solving for choices through clear evaluation and elimination. Success tastes sweeter and feels more natural when the process is enjoyed. By being the happy machine that focuses on the now and the how, you can master every bit of your decision-making in day-to-day life. George said, while many CEOs and companies are embracing meditation, it may not be for everyone. The important thing is to have a set time each day to pull back from the intense pressures of leadership to reflect on what is happening. In addition to meditation, I know leaders who take time for daily journaling, prayer, and reflecting while walking, hiking, or jogging. Indeed, the idea of sitting cross-legged in a room in an attempt to empty your mind is only one way of practicing mindfulness. Any act that facilitates reflection and clearer thinking is beneficial. Over time, it becomes much easier to pause, be self-aware, and make better decisions. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.